we are going to, it's like an introduction of the program. Then in subsequent time, you shall be getting a full program as far as Crossviews on Royal TV is concerned. On this day, dear viewers, we have a topic that we are going to discuss on. We know so very well that the President of the Republic, as a routine, usually give out address the nation. And it happened that at the end of this year or last year, the President of the Republic, President Paul Biya, addressed the nation and talked about us, the parents, the teachers, and everybody, making sure that moral decadence should be wiped away in the society. And so at this time, we shall going to discuss on this social decadence that has taken hostage of all our schools. And so we have some viral images that some of you must have seen that has made so many people to think of what is really happening with our schools nowadays. And so on our topic tonight, dear viewers, we are going to discuss on social decadence, viral obscene student videos in school milieu. Viral obscene student videos in school milieu. Who to blame and what solutions? So we want to have your view. For this short time we will be here. That is a topic that we are going to discuss on. And so before we see some of these videos and kick off with our discussion, I want to introduce to you the panelists that we have here who are going to discuss on this topic. Tonight I want to welcome Kikishi Kenneth. He is a human rights defender here in Boya. You're highly welcome to Crossviews on Royal TV.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I greet all the televiewers of Royal TV, particularly the fans of this maiden edition of Crossviews. I'm sure thousands of you out there watching us this evening, and we shall share views and to reshape the issues that affect our society. Good evening to all.
Of course, our contributions tonight, we are very sure that it will go a long way to reshape the situations that we have in our society today, especially in our school milieu. Here on the platform, we also have Sinjo Armstrong, who is here, is a civil society, is a political analyst. You are welcome to Crossviews on Royal TV.
Thank you very much, Williams, and thank you for having me for this program, the maiden edition of our program Crossviews. Special good evening to our televiewers who have taken the appointment to be part of this exciting program. And Williams, one thing caught my attention this week is the fact that the former president of the House of Chiefs in the Northwest region, who also doubles as the vice president of the regional House of Assembly in the Northwest region, refused to hand over the keys to his office. In fact, the handing over ceremony that took place, he didn't attend, according to media report. He wasn't there, and the current president who came in 2 days, the president could not find his way to the office. Even the secretary of the House of Chiefs could not find a way to the office. According to media report, until the bailiff had to come and break the door before the current president could find his way to the office. And the president has been insisting with the fact that the regional House of Assembly were owing him some dues. You know, he spent some few years, 1 year plus, in captivity. So according to what we are getting, so he's insisting that his boss, the president of the regional assembly, has to pay some dues. So that has been the broad affair, or the war has been ongoing between the former president of the House of Chiefs and the regional House of Assembly. It is still going, but we are following that development.
Yes, really, before we get into the program, should that be that power is so sweet, and so when it is so sweet, it's not easy to leave power.
Sure, Mr. Moderator, power is so sweet, but I got it that he has already handed the keys, though.
After a very long struggle.
After a very long struggle. What caught my attention this week is I'm just coming back from Bamenda, where I spent a long weekend there, and I realized that the town is in serious development. The road network, the road map in Bamenda is going to change in the months ahead. Almost every facet of the town is having it's like chantier. Bridges are broken, all bridges are broken, and you know the road network in Bamenda is going to face. Bamenda is going to have a new face when it comes to network, and so it doesn't come without sacrifices. A lot of traffic congestion in town, a lot of dust all over, but that is a positive action that we must applaud, and it's also an indication that the crises are giving way for development, which is primordial for poverty alleviation, and it's a good indicator that the government has battled out with the crisis.
That is to say, the machinery grinds slowly but surely. The people of the Northwest region have been crying for long, and so finally development has come. So it is for them to join the government to bring development in the Northwest and sustain that development, not to destroy the roads again and building and so on. Thank you so very much for maybe highlighting on what attracted you this week. Before we get to the topic in total tonight, let us watch some of the videos, the obscene videos in our schools, before we start commenting or analyzing what we have here for you tonight.
About a thing, 'cause every little thing gonna be alright. Singing, don't worry about a thing, 'cause every
go tonight, stay here one more time, remind me what it's like, and let's fall in love one more time. I need
je ne bois pas la bière. Maman comprend, je ne bois pas la bière. Je ne bois pas la bière. Ça le matin. À la base, on a dit que venez à l'école. Venez à l'école étudier. Mais regardez ce que les deux là font. Et Oudou, Manga. L'école c'est pour étudier, pas pour faire les amourettes. Ha! Frustration sur nous, frustration sur nous. Je sais les moignons. Au moins si vous venez à l'école parce que le gars est là où il est là, où il est là. Nous alors on fait comment? On fait comment? Vous avez même quelques gens qui vous encouragent à venir à l'école. Nous on fait comment? Oh putain, faut pas nous frustrer. Mon caleçon a fait quoi? Regarde le caleçon de Oudou. Ah Oudou, dis ça! Je ne bois pas la bière. Maman comprend, je ne bois pas la bière. Je ne bois pas la bière. Ça le matin.
Welcome, dear viewers, dear lovers of Crossviews on Royal TV. You have seen for yourself the kind of videos we have, that activities that take place in our schools today in Cameroon, in Africa, in the world, because we know so very well that it happens in most places in the world. And so we are here to make sure that we correct or we give our suggestion on how we can correct some of these things in our society. I want to begin with you, I ended with you. Let me begin with you, Single Armstrong. You saw those images. Let me first of all get your impression before we get.
Okay, thank you very much. We have all watched the images, some of those obscene images, images of students engaged in improper activities like alcohol consumption in classroom, those who are involved in sexual activities, those who too have decided to become Jackie Chan.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were breaking bounds.
Getting
over the fence.
Getting over the fence. The first thing is that there has been, with these videos have been circulating on social media for 2 weeks now, and we started seeing video from one school in Bafusam, there a school in Bonaberi picked up the relay battle, another school in Kribi also continue in the same manner. So this attitude or these activities in the school milieu were already going on in school across the Mongo, and it appeared it was like kind of a competition, because from one school to another we are seeing funny activities that is going on, and the student happened to carry out these activities in the school milieu, not even out of school.
Yeah.
So, and they are not carrying out this activity during the night. These activities are taking place during the day. And mind you, these activities are not taking place during the holidays. They are taking place when we have a school year which is ongoing. So many people have been asking the questions, these activities are actually taking place. Is it that it's taking place during when school have closed, the teachers are not there? Even when school closes, we know that in most schools now we have what we call security guards.
Yeah.
That people guards were there. In most schools we have teachers, mistresses who come around. So many people are asking what is going on. And the shocking part of it is that all these activities are taking place. They are on social media, and the school administrators are watching this video as well. I want to tell you that some of these school administrators, they are on social media. We have not even had one school coming up publicly to first of all condemn these activities. We have not seen it. We have heard that in some school some students were dismissed, but we are still to lay emphasis on that to get that fact straight. We saw in one of those videos that the student was involved in smoking what they call VAP, because it's a new stuff that they smoke now.
The popular shisha.
Yeah, the popular shisha. You know, yes, that one now it is more than shisha. Shisha, you even have to. This one now you recharge it. Okay. That VAP, yes. What they call VAP, what you say that student, it is something that research. You can smoke it. You can send smoke like 10,000 times before you expire. So 10,000 times that you send it out. Yeah, you should ask me that. Have I tested it or some of these things? It is very important to know about it. You can do research about it, and you know about it. So when I watched the video, I started going to research about what type of cigarette is it. I thought it was a normal the shisha, but so I got to realize that it's a new name. They call it VAP.
I will see people smoking it on streets.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. So now it is a new trend. They charge some of these things now, put in their pocket now, so they can easily go to school. And in our school milieu, discipline masters or those who stand, they are not aware of this. So that's why they need to upgrade their skills. They need to upgrade their knowledge on the trends, what is happening. So they are not aware, so I can't even blame them. So they need to upgrade their knowledge. So this thing is being charged, and they smoke and they move it around. So one person which I had to talk to, the person, this is a new one because they don't want to be using Shisha. So many people smoke. You smoke, you give it to another person. A lot of diseases can be transferred from it. So with this one, it has been personalized.
Yes.
That you own it. You own it yourself. You can penalize. And these things they smoke. So we learned that one student who smoked that thing even collapsed, and the student was dismissed. And the next day, the student went about going out their activities. So these images are very disturbing. It doesn't really give a good impression about our educational setup. It doesn't really it goes ahead to point out about the weakness of administrator, school administrator, Mr. Williams. I think that is my first impression I could read from that image.
Yes, let me just get to you, Kikishi. As he said, maybe some of the administrators don't know, maybe it's a weakness. Could that be really true? Because the question so many people are asking, how come these children who go through the gates with all these things, get into the class, have these activities without any alarm, or we don't know, then they are succeeding in all?
I want to say that before we got into obscene videos from schools, we had issues of insecurity in schools, where the discipline master was beaten, teachers were beaten, knives were, so the students came with knives, knifed their teachers lose their life, or discipline masters, we know. And I would have expected that from an insecurity situation. The schools were going to be armed with enough security to check the balance, they do the checking. We are in the Android generation where digital tools can be used to control school systems. You know, from the gate, once I'm checked in, and I removed them, there's one of my colleagues or classmate or schoolmate standing outside, he can actually throw it over the fence in one corner, and then I catch it, and you know, I would have passed through a system that has checked me. How much does it cost us to install surveillance cameras in classroom? It costs us barely nothing. The money that the teachers pay, parents pay for PTA can be used to, you know, to reinforce security control measures using digital technology. Now, coming now to obscene videos that are going viral in schools. Which are the institutions that are in line? Armstrong talked about a weakness in the administrative control system in schools. We may not only limit it to the staff in the school milieu, because the education family has several stakeholders who come in. Far from just the teachers in school, it starts from home, the parents. Then it goes to the teachers. Then you have other control institutions. The Ministry of Social Welfare should take care of protecting the well-being of children in Cameroon all over. The Ministry of Education reinforces the discipline in school systems. Now, when we go about the discipline in school systems, for the past time, like Armstrong cited that he has not seen any denunciation from schools or any intervention from the ministries or other institutions that are supposed to come in as stakeholders to see. Even the parent-teacher associations in every school is supposed to be a partner to ensure the well-being of students from the gate to the school back home. But you know, we are in a situation where it sounds like nobody is in charge. Nobody is in control.
You said it should be a chain from parents or from the home to the school, where we have the teachers and maybe the state or the government. Now, where do you think this bridge is lacking? Where do you think this bridge is lacking? Because if parents are doing the right thing, the school is doing the right thing, then the state also, then we shouldn't be having all this. Where do you think we have this bridge?
Okay, the first thing is that a chain is like a cycle. And no matter how small a stakeholder in that cycle is, it's an ecosystem of reactions that are triggered from the house to the school to the community and back. Now, so if the parents, the gadgets that the children have nowadays, you will find out that some parents buy very expensive phones for their children. Now, they will use the fact that we have AI, where children are supposed to do research for assignments, and it facilitates. But you know that every tool, every digital tool that comes in has advantages and disadvantages. Now, what are the parents supposed to do? The parents are supposed to be supposed to be a parental guide and monitoring of their students' gadget. Now, like the issue, the shisha that the girl was smoking in the classroom with, that cannot be, it can never be acquired by parents. Okay. Now, so the control, the financial control, the financial chain of students now, in our own days, we depended only on our parents for whatever things we were taking to school, whether it was a coin of 50 francs or 25 francs, because 25 francs could actually fit me in school. 100 francs was already very much, too much I could have changed. But nowadays, the sources, financial sources have become so widened with digital economy. You can sit only from the platform on your phone and you make money without your parents' consent. And so when you buy your gadget, your parents is not controlling you again, and so you use it the way you like it. Now, with these resources, what happens? Every school now has a drug cartel. Don't hear it from me, please. Every school milieu now, secondary school, there are students who are drug lords in all schools. And so this obscene behavior that you are seeing in school, first of all, there are many children that are consuming drugs. I'm supposed to talk about a child collapsing, a student collapsing because of consumption of the shisha, which is, so the mental health of the children is affected by what they consume. And because parents are no more so close that they cannot give parental guide because children have other sources of finances, it is difficult now. It breaks the chain of control or the power of control that parents have over the children. Now we're talking about the school milieu, which is the next actor. The school milieu, I was talking about surveillance camera, but let me ask you a question. Do you know that the town of Yaoundé, at the central town, is the highest town with cameras? Yeah. But burglary takes place looting is taking place in the center of the town every day. Yes. Ask yourself, there is somebody who sits behind the camera and see everything that's happening. But people we have not heard that somebody was punished because the images were picked up from the camera. It means that there are corrupt practices that go beyond. Even if we cannot talk about a school milieu where we have obscene behavior without linking it to corruption, because either a discipline master, even if we had the digital camera or surveillance camera somewhere, somebody is to watch it and denounce it. But when these children have already become drug lords with a lot of money in the school, that even the teacher's salary, teachers are earning very mega salaries. And so what do you tell a student who has more money because either he has sold a dog somewhere, or he's doing into games that are bringing a lot of money, and so he sees the teacher. Before, we used to teachers were role models, and they earn a lot of respect from us because their lifestyle, we copied it. But now that the students have more money than them, they can actually organize a classroom, those in a discipline master pass day, and they give him a 10,000.
They usually have even parties, expensive parties. Yeah. Okay, let me come to you, Sinjo. Since we don't have more time, we are just launching the program. I'm just picking some maybe questions here too. We are talking of the chain now that has to take control of these children to make sure that we have a good society tomorrow. Now, I also want to get your idea. Where do you think the problem is? Let us really get a core where this problem is, because there are some people who feel like the parents are not doing enough because the children live with the parents. The schools also think that they are doing it because the students come, spend a few hours in school, then they leave and go back to the house. Then the state is there. What is your view about this?
Yeah, thank you very much. Who is to be blamed? Or where do we have, or who is not doing who? Okay, I think the first person, or the first group of persons to be blamed are the parents. Now, like you said, the students or the children spend more time with the parents. Yeah. Unfortunately, parents now, they are too busy. They are too busy that they don't have time to follow up on their children. We have the church that exists. Yes. Where morals are supposed to be gotten from there. First, our parents, they already encourage our children to go to church, because the church is a place where there is that fear which is still instilled in you. There is that moral that is gotten from there. That is the first thing, fear. Now parents, now do they even check up their children And we have parents now, like Mr. Kikichi said, parents who prefer that our children should live in affluence. They give them allowances. They don't even care. Little children at that age. That fab that is smoked like that, one is 45,000 francs.
Very expensive.
It's very expensive. It's very, very expensive. A child at that secondary school, Form 2, Form 3, where can she have 45,000 francs? That is the first thing. Where does she have that type of money to get that stuff that she's booking? So you should understand that first, the thing first come from the parent. And we know understand that most of our parents at times, they give so much money to our children. So, and now parents don't even have time to even sit with their children to talk to them, to educate them and about the social life. So you see that's where the problem is. So I blame the parent. Now let me cite you one example where I blame the parent. During the festive period, Mr. Moderator, if you find yourself around the Moliko neighborhood,
yes,
where it is not considered as a Sodom and Gomorrah, you will understand the scenario that is being painted during that time. You will see that the children you find out during that period, they are young persons.
Yeah, during the festive period, I was driving through, and the kind of young children I saw at late hours in the night.
At late hours in the night.
And I was asking myself, where are their parents sleeping?
And you see,
then their
11, 12, 13, 15, 16. You hardly find people of age that are in that area. Yes. And let me say to you one example. Let me not even go far. It happened to me. My son, on Christmas Day, the mother said, okay, you know, that they need to go out. From 11 o'clock, the children, they need to go out. My son went out. And the mother said, okay, you have to return home by 9 p.m. So I was not there. When I came back, I said, 9 p.m. 9 p.m. is too late.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, we were supposed to step out to check on a family friend. 8:30, the son is not yet back. I said, but where did the son go to? The famous Batasov. I'm sure you should know about that place. Yes. I said, no. We cannot step out when the child has not really returned home. I need to go and check on the child. So, I don't want to paint a picture. Mr. Moderator, I left I went to that place to look for my son. On arriving there, I couldn't even enter there. First of all, the place was stuffy. I managed, because when a parent goes there to check for the child, you don't pay the gate fee, whether you know. They say, okay, you want to check on your child? Say yes, enter. I couldn't find my son. I went there, I gave 1,000 francs to the GJ to announce the name.
Okay, yes.
On Sosphere, I couldn't get. But do you know what I observed there? The ages of children I saw there, I could say 10, 11, 12, 13, highest to be 16 that I saw there. And I saw they consuming alcohol. I was so disturbed in my spirit. I said, no. I went down to those people who are saying, I said, but why should we be giving these children alcohol?
Yeah, that is it.
At this age, when they are not able to drink alcohol, the activities that I saw there, I mean, the ongoing activities that I saw there was something that shocked me. I came there, I told my wife that from today, I don't want to hear anything that the child is going out. The next festive period or Christmas period, the child will not step out. And let me just say something, Mr. Mamo. Another thing we are looking at is the school administrator. They have failed to implement sanction.
Okay.
Remember in 2023 when Minister Nalova gave out a circular that school administrators, yes, both private and public schools, they shouldn't be sanctioned, or they shouldn't be administer corporal punishment, yes, when they are found wanting, or when they committee. So he gave that communique out. That was the first thing, because when this matter came out, I had to interview one secondary teacher in public secondary school in this Boya, and the teacher revealed to me that the blame goes to the Minister of Secondary Education, because they have made it in such a way that teacher cannot sanction students like their children at home when they found one thing. But
let me just maybe correct something out there, because really that is the impression people have, that it is a minister who took this decision. But I think I want to correct that the minister was just reminding the people what is inscribed in the law.
Good.
Yeah, she did not take that decision. She was reminding them that this is what we have in the law. So maybe it is the stakeholders who have to come back and say, no, okay, we took this decision some time ago, but now we have to change. So I just want
okay. So so that decision is not helping the situation on ground.
Yeah.
Ever since the minister came here onward to remind them that is what is there.
Yeah.
You see what has happened. The francophone schools, they have gone wide. How do you find this in the anglophone sector? Check very well from 2020 in Bafoussam, in Kribi, in Betwa, in Yaoundé, in Douala. Check, the records are there.
But Devi was, we are not using his speech here, but we just have to be real.
It is not his speech. I'm just painting a situation that, because now, let me take, this is the situation. There is that tendency that we in our pitching, allow me a francophone gay or allow me a francophone man because they don't get shame. I don't know if we have come across that that saying. So there is that saying that the francophone people don't have, they don't care. They are people who are laissez-faire, and that's why you see some of these things happening here. Because in an English subsystem, or in an English culture, there is that fear there is that proper care which is being meted. So I'm not like a head speech, but I'm just trying to paint a situation which we have on grounds. Thank you.
Okay. Let me come back to you, Kikishi. Now we have looked at the various chains that we have, these weaknesses. And we are in a situation where the society is breaking down, and it is said that the young people nowadays can't do anything, and that is why the old remain in positions, because we don't have young people who can take over from them. How do you look at it with all what we have watched?
If I have to rephrase what the moderator has said, I will say it in this way. That the elderly persons have allowed the society to disintegrate by, tolerating deviant behavior from youth, so that they will use it to justify why they are still in power for this length of time. I just paraphrase what you said. Now, it will seem so because the level of impunity has gotten to a very high stake in Cameroon. And we are dealing with a generation of students or youths who are very current with issues of the state, who are very current with governance issues, who are very current with the strategies that the state, with the corrupt practices that the state has implanted, with the injustices that people are suffering. And so sometimes even the teacher will not even answer a student, because the student knows those ministers that have embezzled state funds and they are still in power. The students know, they see bribery and corruption in the roadside, either with a uniform officer or in offices. And so the students are like, oh, is this common say that the fish start getting rot from the top, from the head. So it is a system of impunity, a generalized impunity, where you cannot just cut out the Ministry of Education, Secondary Education or Basic Education to penalize or to say that, okay, they are responsible for this kind of thing. No, it's a general, Cameroon is in a state of lawlessness that needs general revamp. We need to it's like a laptop that you need to, reformat. Because all the segments of the state or institutions of the state are having crises that needs to be regulated. Now, let me tell you something about the other aspect that Armstrong was raising, the culture. We are a country by Jura system, cultural, 260 tribes or so, with different perspectives. Difficult to standardize our cultural behaviors to meet the current level of civilization. If you look at it, before Christmas holidays, you look at most of the nursery school or primary school, they do a Christmas tree party, and you can look at the dancing styles. Where the children who get the best prizes are those who exhibit social or sexual dance positions, which is today what the senior students in secondary schools are now exhibiting in classroom now, that is leading to even a kind of porn acting. And it's tolerable in their own system and culture, Because a child, you look at nursery school children, when we criticize it, what was done? In 2014, that was criticized, where a video went viral, where a young girl stood and a boy was hitting the buttocks from behind. What changed? It didn't change anything, because in 2025 December, we still saw the same images, even more, amplified. So we are saying that as an ecosystem in the education system or the training upbringing of youth, everybody is concerned. The Ministry of Education did not go down, or the inspectorates of basic education never called on the schools that were in their proxy to say that, okay, from this time we don't want this kind of dance to be exhibited by the nursery school or primary school children. It still continues and it grows in them, so it will be difficult to cut off the chain. So you realize that in that ecosystem, every act, the blame is shared at all levels.
Yes.
The parents have the blame, the teachers have the blame, the ministry, the Ministry of Social Welfare, who are supposed to do protection of the children, the Ministry of Secondary and Basic Education that set the rules. So we find ourselves in a situation where we send children to school, which is apparently like a lawless system.
Okay, we
now.
are about to conclude the program. Let me just get, but there's some people who feel that this should be a kind of spiritual attack in our school milieu, and so the churches or the spiritual houses and so on, the gods of the land, they have a lot to do.
Yeah. Mr. Moderator, you just said that we are concluding the topic, but you want us to start all over again. Let me tell you that the most obscene images I ever saw came from churches. A pastor will send the hand to move the pants of a woman in church with thousands of Christians in church in the name of cleansing the women. You see a pastor slapping people and beating them. You see a pastor who bathes in water and give it to people to bathe. You see a pastor that sends his hands into a private part of a woman in the name of making her to... the churches are no more... They no more play that role of the custodians of spiritual drive and moral values again. And we need to see about that. It's an ecosystem that I said have so many actors, and the church that was supposed to be at the center of the correction has become even the most obscene ground where immoral decadence is spread in the name of spirituality.
Let's consider that we still have some good churches that still preach morality, and so in the presence of spirituality, in the presence of God, we know that Satan also appears. What's your take that some people feel that something needs to be done by maybe our traditional rulers to counter the gods of the land? The churches have to do something to make sure that maybe all the spiritual attack, because there are some people who believe it should be a kind of spiritual attack that is going around the schools.
Well, okay, I don't really feel that it kind of is spiritually linked to whatever is going around the schools, spiritually linked. I just feel that those things are peer pressure, those things are being observed. For instance, you see like what is happening in a classroom where children are there, or that their colleagues are there, or their classmates are there. Some like in one of those videos, you heard one student shouting, saying at the background that please do not oppress us, do not make us feel bad. Like when you're oppressed, when you do something like feeling that no, this person is not them. So some of these things they just speak, and it's very easy children at that age for them to copy things. Yeah. We that we are grown up, it's very difficult at least for you to pick something which is bad. So those things are very easy, especially at this level, at their puberty stage. They are so much excited. The hormone is 100% high.
And now excited to the extent that they have no fear, because they are the ones maybe doing these videos.
Yes. And
they send it viral.
Yes.
What goes through their minds when they are doing all this? What do you think?
Of course, at this stage, those children, we should say they are minor, they basically do not know anything, so they feel that they are just excited over it, and they don't know that there is a consequence, especially when they send it out on social media. They don't know. Yeah,
at the age of maybe 15, 16,
yeah,
they should be aware.
Yes,
They see some other.
But they forget that the social media is something that does not forget a lot of things.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one thing that they don't
Surely
know.
it will haunt them.
Yeah, we definitely
Okay,
haunt them.
let me say we conclude this program. What do you have to say?
Mr. Moderator, obscene behavior has two factors.
Yeah.
They are the pull factors and the push factors.
Okay.
Now, the pull factors, social media has come to exhibit where people do content creation.
Okay.
And it is assumed that if you do something that will be watched by thousands or millions of people, you earn money from doing that. And so some people have done very positive, use AI generated images to create content that is being watched, and when you watch, you see 130,000 or 300, 500,000 viewers, and so it makes them star. You know, there's this urge to become a star.
Okay.
So now those are the pull factors that they watch other people and then listen. What are the push factors? They're like, I'm so saying, push factor comes from peer pressure. Peer pressure, social media peer pressure is so serious that before we did the liberation of the ICTs and all of those things, we had to take time to educate digital citizenship. There is a lot of bullying.
Don't you think that
bullying on social media?
Don't you think that
and many people do not know the punishments that are ascribed for it. To each crime that you commit on social, like cyber criminality, bullying, and all those things. So it is time for us to sit back and revamp and to reinforce the level of education that we are giving to our children based on the violations of social media or based on the propagation of, you violate privacy. Imagine that she was smoking her shisha, but in that classroom, other faces came. Yes. Even the children that were not smoking, or that when they were doing their pornographic thing, the other children were sitting and watching, it is a group action.
Celebrating.
So the person who filmed the images violated the privacy of the other people by throwing them into something that maybe they did not. They were just their only crime that they committed was that they were part of the classroom, waiting maybe for a teacher to come in, and then they were sitting in that class, and the camera went around and they taped them, and so it's violation that needs to be punished. They violated the privacy of several students who may not be part of the action.
Okay, dear viewers, as I said, it is a maiden edition, and so we're just trying to launch the program. There's a lot to discuss on this topic. We shall have to come back to this topic any other day. Thank you so very much, Cindy Armstrong, for coming.
Thank you very much, Mr. Moderator, and thank you for having me. I'm available all the time.
Thank you for accepting to be available all the time. Thank you so very much for respecting the invitation.
Thank you, Mr. Bill, and I want to first of all congratulate the staff. I've seen a very hardworking team here, a crew. I've seen one of the finest equipment and the finest studio, and I know that there's somebody behind all of this. I want to say kudos to the big guru who has put up this structure. I'm hoping that Royal TV is going to get a first place in the as far as
Johnson, do you also share that congratulations message?
Of course, when I entered here, I was just like I was confused, looking up and down, trying to confuse.
Is this Boya? Is this Africa?
I was asking with this Boya, or we are if in the CNN studio, but it's a very beautiful studio, and we are just praying. It is us. It is us. So we are just praying that that Royal TV should move from height to height. Yeah. Really,
the CEO has given it to the public, and so we should use it. Dear viewers, we want to thank you so very much for being there. It has been Kikishi Kenneth, a human rights defender, and Cindy Armstrong, a civil society, is also a political analyst, who want to say every weekday we'll be having this program. Thank you so very much for being there. I've been moderator Mwambo William. See you next time for another program. Okay.
Okay. Share, you know, I've told them my TV is not.
My name is Al-Hajj Muhammad Abubakar, the Chief Imam, Central Mosque Buya, and the Regional President of Sidimu. Keep watching Royal Television.